So this kind of comment is something I see often because I'm talking about an alternative treatment that can help a lot of people to drink alcohol in moderation, even if they've been drinking alcoholically before. I myself was definitely an alcoholic for about 10 years. I never could moderate my drinking. Maybe 1 or 2% of the time I could have control, but the majority of the time, even if I intended to moderate, I would always overdo it. I was a daily drinker, daily binge drinker, and alcohol was just causing more and more harm and destruction in my life. I attempted to quit drinking and moderate drinking literally dozens of times over the course of a 10-year period. No matter what I did, I just could not get control. That is until I learned about a neuroscience treatment that's been around for 30 years called the Sinclair Method. And it involves taking a medication before drinking that has been proven to help people drink less alcohol and binge less alcohol and have more alcohol-free days over time. The reason that alcoholics can't drink moderately is due to changes that have happened in the brain, essentially by repeatedly drinking over a long period of time, and especially repeatedly drinking to excess. And so that's why, even in my case, I could not drink moderately, even if I wanted to, because of changes that have happened in my brain. And what was so powerful about naltrexone and the Sinclair method is that it works to reverse these changes in the brain. And so for me, I honestly feel like my brain is restored back to the place it was in before I ever had an alcohol addiction. I truly became a normal drinker through this treatment, where I could go out and have 1 or 2 drinks and be totally done and not have a compulsion to keep drinking. I would have alcohol-free days most days throughout the week. And I was seeing myself just kind of lose interest in alcohol, where before I used to think about it all day, every day, and just drink every free moment I had. Over time through this treatment, I remember like it would be 2 or 3 in the afternoon and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about drinking today. Or I'd go weeks without drinking and it just wasn't even something that I was trying to do. I just kind of forgot to drink. And so when we don't address the changes that have happened in the brain due to an alcohol addiction setting in, I agree that most people cannot drink moderately. But when we use neuroscience treatments, because they address the issue of alcohol addiction at the root level, which again is in the brain, a lot of people, even if they've been drinking very excessively for a long time, can actually regain their control back over alcohol. I'm a success story. I've worked with probably over 1,000 people by now through this treatment, and I get success stories every day in the comments here. I get them through emails, and of course, I see them through our program. So just wanted to respond to this because there have been a lot of advances in science and research and medicine to understand more about the brain and more about how alcohol addiction functions in the brain. And with that, there are really revolutionary treatments that can serve as an alternative to people who maybe can't stay sober, keep relapsing, or maybe they're just drinking too much and they want to be able to cut back. These treatments have been around for decades, but a lot of people just still don't know about them because it takes time to change the treatment system. And I think there's just more education that needs to be done. And one thing I did just want to clarify is that with this treatment, we are not encouraging people who are sober and in recovery to start drinking again. That's not what this treatment is about at all. Really, this treatment is geared toward people who are currently drinking alcohol and they cannot stay sober, or they want to start by reducing their drinking over time. Just wanted to clarify that. But if you want to learn more about the Sinclair method, my experience, I've got tons of videos on here about it. You can also tap the link in my profile. I'm a founder here at Thrive Alcohol Recovery, and we have a private online program centered around this treatment. Whatever treatment you use, there's no one size fits all. I just ultimately hope that people find freedom from alcohol addiction, whatever that looks like for them. Thanks for your comment.